Hello, everyone. It is the 40th. Darn it. Hello, everyone. Today is the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. And today I would like to analyze some of the art from the game. Here we have this classic artwork from Shigeru Miyamoto. This was used on the Japanese box art for the game. We've got Mario in his blue shirt and red overalls. This was before they decided to go with the red shirt and blue overalls. This art was done by the great Shigeru Miyamoto, and it's the first time we get to see any sort of high quality look at Mario outside the game. This is actually pretty interesting. You can tell that this is something that was made from 1985 by the same time for art that was made in the mid 80s. It actually looks really good. However, I do have a problem with the hat because the top of the hat is in the back of it, like at the back of his head and not in front of it. I just noticed that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like Mario has 7 curves in his mustache as opposed to the usual 6. Or it might be age, and the 8th curve is behind his nose. His thumb is smack down in the middle of his hand with no seemingly real connection. The mushroom is in a pretty funny shape, and it's got eyes and a mouth, a smile on it. Mushrooms don't normally have mouths on them. Obviously, the hands right here don't look good. Where's his index finger? Is it behind the mushroom, or maybe this is the index finger and the pinky is nowhere to be found. This is his hand looks really strange here. And then we got the torso, which is shaped like an egg. If it's not shaped like a butterball, it's definitely shaped like an egg. And his leg is right in the middle where his groin probably should be. But I can appreciate this very much, especially for the expressiveness. This just looks like a character I would want to play as. This looks like a character that deserves to be on the front of video game box art. And Shigeru Miyamoto did a good job succeeding in that, even though this doesn't appear on any US box art. Here we've got art of Mario running and losing his hat. This doesn't happen in the game, and it actually doesn't happen very often in games at all. I think the only time Mario has ever dropped his cap from running, or the only instances where his cap looks like it's flying off, are either in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island or Super Mario Odyssey. But it doesn't happen very often. Oh, and there's also instances in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Unfortunately, we have some very low quality. Here we have some low-res small Mario art. It looks like it was inspired by the 8-bit sprites for the game, and this was drawn after those sprites, or maybe it was done the other way around and drawn to inspire the sprites for the game, to give the sprite artists an idea of how Mario will look in the game. Here's a picture of Mario transforming into Super Mario after grabbing a magic mushroom. It's kind of exaggerated here if you ask me. And then Super Mario transforming into Fiery Mario after grabbing a fire flower. This is supposed to be Invincible Mario, which indicates that he grabs a Starman and becomes invincible for a short period of time. We got some cute Club Nintendo art, but one thing that stood out to me was Luigi. He looks really awkward here. He looks like he's kneeling he might be kneeling before the princess. I'm not even sure. This was definitely art made after Super Mario Brothers. This was back when the Toads were known as the Mushroom Retainers. Probably jumping for joy that he's free even though the princess is in another castle. Here we have Bowser. He looks very pissed off. This is essentially how he looks in the game when you had to face him multiple times in each castle. But then we have this art where his skin tone is completely different. He's not yellow. He has blonde hair. The front and back of his shell are green, and his eyes are red. Anybody remember when Koopa Troopas had no shoes and walked on all fours? Very cartoony stuff, if you ask me. It's like when Tom from Tom and Jerry started off walking on all fours, and then eventually they changed him to be able to walk like a human being. And then they eventually animated him to be able to walk like a human being. That would eventually be the case for the Koopa Troopa. Here's the Koopa Paratroopa, and he looks like he's afraid of something. He looks like he's running from something. I don't know why, because he can't be running from Mario. He's coming from the left, not from the right, because once you go to the right, you can't go back to the left, you know what I mean? So, maybe he's running from Bowser's fiery breath. Maybe Bowser's trying to kill him. This one is strange. It looks like he's underwater. This really doesn't even look like a Koopa of any kind. It looks like a sea turtle, like a sea Koopa maybe. These Koopas don't really look like this in the game. They've never really looked like this. Not gonna lie, the Hammer Brother art right here looks pretty goofy. Is that supposed to be hair or tattoos? Because I've never seen that before. They look like they should be tattoos of some sort. Fun fact about the Goombas, or the little Goombas, they were once allies of the Mushroom Kingdom. They even look like mushrooms, just really bad ones. This has got to be the goofiest Hammer Brother I have ever seen in my entire life. Like this is what they originally looked like. They don't even look like this in the game. It looks like I could punk kid this guy out of my face. They look so much less intimidating than they actually are in the game. Because if you've seen my Super Mario Brothers video earlier this year, I've talked about how much trouble the Hammer Brothers have given me in the past. This guy is so unintimidating. And what's up with that orange beak? And those eyebrows, right? What are you doing with Mario's eyebrows? Got duck feet? Like this dude is not even a turtle. He's a duck turtle hybrid. But then again, that's probably exactly what they are. Lucky twos. Look at this guy. He just looks like a jerk. He looks like he wants to throw a Spiny right in my eyes. And get off that cloud. You're killing this cloud's vibe. Like dude does not need to be riding a cloud. He is killing this cloud's vibe. He's smiling and this dude is frowning. What are you looking at? This is essentially an early version of the box art of Super Mario Brothers in Japan. Very interesting stuff here too. There's a face on the mushroom head instead of the stem. Mario has a much thicker mustache. Who's this guy supposed to be? A human version of Kamek? Princess Peach actually looks more like a princess here. Very interesting hairstyle here too. It looks like she could be a different ethnicity. Bowser definitely needed more time to cook. Here we've got some 8-bit drawings of Mario. These are essentially different animations that they conceptualized but didn't put in the final game. It looks like Mario was supposed to have blue on him, but for some reason, probably due to limitations, they had to make the blues green. Mario was supposed to ride a dinosaur in this game? That's interesting. They should use that in another game someday. Looks like riding in a cloud was also a concept for the game, but didn't make it. And here we have the key artwork for the game, which is very interesting too. Wait, this fish is not in the game. That's probably supposed to be a Cheep Cheep, but this is not a Cheep Cheep. The Koopas look pretty goofy. Not as goofy as this Hammer Brother, though. Is this Lakitu wearing gloves, or is that just a miscoloration? Most likely the latter. That Spiny looks pretty sus. Oh, there's the blooper. What are you waving for, you jerk? Why are these mushroom retainers jumping up in the air and cheering? They have weights chained onto them somewhere. And why does the princess look so derpy here? Bowser's nostrils are strangely emphasized. I would like to talk about the sprite work a little bit. I've actually never seen this before, Mario changing sizes from Small Mario to Super Mario. This is actually kind of funny because it's essentially leaving it. It's actually, no, it's not. I thought it was a mixture. It's just one of those weird instances where you may pause at the wrong time and see something that you're not even supposed to see. It's just supposed to be a smooth transition from this to this, and you're not supposed to see what's in between. You're not supposed to see the gray area. There's something interesting about Mario's eye. Now, there's probably two reasons why. One way you could look at this is that the missing pixel right here is supposed to be a highlight of Mario's eye. Another way you could look at it is Mario frowning. As he's grown, he's become stronger and tougher, and he's showing it through his eyes. But then you see Mario jumping, and then his eye goes back to this shape, similar to Small Mario. And it really only happens while he's jumping. Luigi is essentially just a recolor of Mario. But the recoloring of Luigi is very strange. I mean, you got the green part right, but shouldn't it be more like Mario, where his overalls are red, but make Luigi's overalls green? Even if it's just this color for his t-shirt, right? Just make the shirt this color and then make this green his overalls. But what makes it even weirder is that when Luigi gets a fire flower, he looks exactly like Fiery Mario. But this looks like Fiery Luigi. That's really my only nitpick when it comes to Luigi's recoloring. It is very inconsistent with Mario's, and like one thing about the Mario Brothers is that the way they dress is supposed to be consistent, and at this point Nintendo didn't really figure out, and at this point I think Nintendo was still trying to figure out how they wanted to color Luigi before they decided that they should just make his coloring consistent with Mario and just make Luigi the green version of whatever Mario's wearing, which is really why you don't see any Luigi art anywhere. Anyway, with all that said, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is just a fun little video of me sort of analyzing the artwork of Super Mario Brothers the best that I can. I want to make more videos like this because I'm an artist and I like looking at artwork of video games that I enjoy. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you again in the next video. God bless.